Dear students, welcome back to our zoology. Today we are going to learn about the life cycle of Plasmodium in mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. In the previous classes we have seen up to the extent of the Plasmodium life cycle in man. Little back we will try to learn so that we can go forward to learn about the life cycle of Plasmodium in female Anopheles mosquito. So, the last thing that happens in the human being in the process of the life cycle of Plasmodium is the erythrocytic cycle, otherwise called as Golgi cycle, because Carmelo Golgi was the scientist who gave the account of the life cycle of Plasmodium that happens in the RBC of the patient. So, that is why it is also called as erythrocytic cycle or endoerythrocytic cycle. Endoerythrocytic cycle. Here directly it is written as erythrocytic cycle, but actually it happens inside the RBC, that is why it can be called as endoerythrocytic cycle. As the events were given by the Carmelo Golgi scientist, it is also called as Golgi cycle. Now, the different stages that occur in the Golgi cycle we have seen in the previous class. I will try to just write the list of the different stages that are formed. First of all, cryptozoite or micro metacryptozoite or merozoite. Any of these stages of Plasmodium can enter into RBC. While entering, it will be in the shape of the spindle, pointed at both the ends, little swollen in the middle. After the entry, it will become the trophozoite stage. It will become round. After becoming a trophozoite stage, it will form a ring. A vacuole is formed in the center, pushing the cytoplasm to the periphery and also nucleus to one corner. It appears as a ring of the finger, and that stage is called as signet ring stage. Signet ring stage. After formation of signet ring stage, the vacuole disappears, pseudopodia will appear, and it will appear like an amoeba. Then that is called as amoeboid stage. Then that is called as amoeboid stage. This amoeboid stage will go on feeding upon the content of the RBC, and the RBC will become paler in color. The size of the RBC will also increase, which is called as hypertrophy, and then it will increase in its size. Then it becomes Schizon stage. So, you can see Schizon stage. It occupies the entire RBC and becomes larger in size. That stage is called as Schizon stage. And Schizon stage will the nucleus of that will undergo the mitotic divisions, so that nearly 12 to 24 nuclei are formed. It means the nucleus of the Schizon stage will break into number of bits, that is called as erythrocytic schizogeny. It is erythrocytic schizogeny, multiple fission. It will break into nearly 12 to 24 bits. Each bit of that will take little cytoplasm and will become a daughter cell, which is called as merozoite. Merozoite stages are created. Now, they are arranged in the form of the petals of a rose. So, that is why that stage is taken as the rosette stage. So, Schizon stage will produce 12 to 24 merozoites, and all these merozoites will be arranged in the form of the petals of a rose. Then the rosette stage is created. Rosette stage is created. So, here final thing is the creation of the rosette stage. What is rosette stage? It looks like a rose, and all the petals are nothing but just the merozoites. Merozoites can be also called as third generation merozoites. Third generation merozoites, MZ. These are created at the end of Golgi cycle. But what happens is the hemoglobin will be consumed up and the globin will be eaten up. Heme will be converted into a toxic substance called as hemozoin granules. Because of dumping of the hemozoin granules, the patient will start showing shivering, and the temperature of the body will also increase, heartbeat increases, pulse rate also increases. Finally, the RBC bursts and releases the merozoites along with hemozoin into the blood. So, when the RBC will burst, inside merozoites which are arranged in the form of the petals of the rose, they are released into the blood along with the toxic material called as hemozoin. Along with this, even Schuffner's dots are also released. Schuffner's dots. These Schuffner's dots are created by the plasmodium itself. They are present in the RBC of man, but hemozoin granules are present in the center of the all merozoites which are arranged in the form of a rose petal. Now, for this complete change, it requires nearly 48 hours. We can say that it requires 2 days time. The reason for why the patient will shiver and will the body temperature rises to 106 degrees Fahrenheit is mainly hemozoin granules which are toxic material, as well as the antigens of the pathogen, that is plasmodium, which are called as Schuffner's dots. This Golgi cycle will be occurring number of times, so that for every 2 days the merozoites which are released will again enter into fresh RBC and will continue erythrocytic cycle or Golgi cycle. Again will create lot of hemozoin granules, many hemozoin granules, much amount of hemozoin is created, and Schuffner's dots are created. They will be once again dumped into the blood. Once again the patient will start shivering and will show the temperature, body temperature rises, pulse rate increases, heartbeat increases, headache will be there, body pains will be there. All these things will occur again and again for every 2 days or 48 hours, because for every 2 days this Golgi cycle will be completed. Now, what is this incubation period? As I told you in the previous classes, that it is a duration between the entry of the parasite and the occurrence of the first disease symptoms. The period between the entry of parasite or plasmodium into the blood in the form of sporozoite and the first appearance of the disease symptom is taken as the incubation period, and it is nearly 10 to 14 days in the case of Plasmodium vivax. You know what is the meaning of pre-patent period? That is nothing but hepatic schizogeny, that is pre-erythrocytic cycle 8 days and exoerythrocytic cycle 2 days. 8 plus 2 nearly it is 8 to 10 days is pre-patent period, during which Plasmodium will multiply in its number and the disease symptoms are never exposed. That is pre-patent period, this is incubation period. Now, after repeated cycles of erythrocytic schizogeny, number of merozoites are created. Again the merozoites will enter into fresh RBC, again hemozoin will be created, Schuffner's dots are created, and the RBC will burst. Merozoites are released into the blood of the patient along with the hemozoin and the antigen Schuffner's dots. Again the person will start shivering, will show the high body temperature, etc., for every 2 days or 48 hours. But after several cycles like that, these merozoites, after entering into RBC, what happens is the next phase of this. After repeated cycles of erythrocytic schizogeny, when the number of fresh RBC decreases, RBC cells are decreasing and the person will be subject to anemia, because RBC or the hemoglobin content is decreasing, and he will be subject to hypoxia also, because as the RBC cells will decrease, hemoglobin content will decrease and availability of oxygen will also decrease. Some merozoites will enter into RBC and transform into gametocytes. Gametocytes are created from the merozoites. Actually, when the merozoite will enter into RBC, it has to continue the Golgi cycle. But as I told you that several times it repeats like that, but after few times these merozoites, instead of continuing the Golgi cycle, they will get transformed into gametocytes, which are nothing but they are the haploid, single N, they are haploid. Okay, they are created instead of continuing the erythrocytic cycle. So, now for example, if you want to see that this is the RBC, this is the merozoite, it is trying to enter inside, it has entered inside, and after the entry it will get converted into either like this or may get converted into like this. If the larger cell with a smaller nucleus which is in the peripheral region, smaller cell with a larger nucleus present exactly in the center. We can call this as macro or female gametocyte, or we can also call this as a gamete, a female gamete. Because that is larger in size, we can call that as macro, and that is the female gametocyte or gamete, which is nothing but haploid. Only one set of chromosomes will be there inside, and this is called as micro or male gametocyte or gamete. Such type of stages are created by the entry of merozoite into the RBC of the man, but where it happens? It happens in the spleen and the bone marrow. Spleen is this, bone marrow is this. These parasites, merozoites, after entering into the blood circulation, they will reach the spleen and the bone marrow, and after going there inside the RBC, they will get converted into gametocytes, male and female gametocyte. Female gametocyte is larger in size, smaller nucleus, eccentric, and male gametocyte or gamete is smaller in size, larger nucleus, exactly present in the center. Such type of gametocytes are created in the RBC of spleen and bone marrow. Because of this, what happens is the spleen, when it is getting invaded by the plasmodium, the immune system of our body will show the immune action over the incoming pathogens into the spleen, and the spleen is subject to the enlargement, which is also called as splenomegaly. The meaning of splenomegaly is nothing but the enlargement of the spleen. Why the spleen has enlarged? Because the pathogen has entered. What is that pathogen? That is plasmodium, and because of the immune action that is being shown over the plasmodium, it is subject to the enlargement in the size, which is called as splenomegaly. Let us see the other events of this. Formation of gametocytes. As I told you, the gametocytes are of two types: smaller, micro, male, haploid, also called as gamete, male gamete, haploid. In the same way, the larger, macro, okay, female, haploid, gametocyte or gamete. The gametocytes cannot undergo further development in the man. They have to reach the body of the mosquito. Why they cannot develop in the man? That is only because of the environment of the man human body is not suitable for its development. The pH and temperature are not suitable. That is why they have to enter into the body of the female Anopheles mosquito for the further development. That is why they will stop their development, and it can stay in the human blood. These gametocytes can stay in the human blood only for 7 days or 1 week, and within these 7 days or 1 week, they should enter into the body of female Anopheles mosquito, then show the further development. The gametocytes cannot undergo further development in man as the temperature and the pH of the blood of the man are not suitable for further development. These gametocytes reach the blood circulation and wait to reach the next host. What is the next host? Nothing but the female Anopheles mosquito. When the patient will be taking the rest, when the mosquito will come and bite, these gametocytes will enter into the crop of female Anopheles mosquito, and then what happens is the life cycle of the plasmodium will happen in the mosquito. So, formation of gametocytes, the gametocytes cannot undergo, this is already over. The gametocytes reach the blood circulation and wait to reach the next host, that is nothing but female Anopheles mosquito, because the environment is not suitable, and they degenerate and die if they are not transferred to the mosquito within a week, as I told you already. Now, the life cycle of Plasmodium vivax in female Anopheles mosquito, we will see that in the next session. Thank you very much for this.